All right, Williamsburg Democrat Jessica Anderson and current Republican delegate Amanda Batten are back for a rematch for Virginia's 71st House District.
Yeah, so this race was decided by a 2% margin back in 2023. Leila Cox standing by. She's tracking the latest live in Williamsburg. Leila.
Hey, well, good evening, Dana and Janet, and to our viewers watching us on our special election coverage tonight. I'm here in Williamsburg at the Williamsburg-James City County Republican Party headquarters, where many voters here say tonight that they're optimistic about the Republican candidates winning tonight's races, despite the projection of Democratic gubernatorial candidate Abigail Spanberger winning. Many here say tonight that they voted for Winsome Earl-Sears to be the next governor. They're also saying that they're in support of Jason Miyares, John Reed, Rob Whitman for the congressional race, and of course, who I've been tracking all night, Republican and incumbent candidate Amanda Batten, who's running in a rematch with Democratic candidate Jessica Anderson for a very tight race for the congressional district, for the 71st congressional district. I'm just going to step aside to show you the turnout at tonight's watch party here in James City County. The race I've been telling you guys all tonight, as of right now, Associated Press has a tight race between the two candidates, with Jessica Anderson with a 52.7% lead margin against Batten, which is now at 47.3%. This is in the 71st district, spanning Williamsburg, James City, and New Kent counties. With control of the House at stake this election, both campaign teams tell me that both candidates have been up since 6 a.m. this morning, visiting all 21 precincts as a final push to voters. Batten has represented the area since 2019 and is seeking her fourth full term. During her campaign, Batten emphasized her years of experience in advocating for legislation that benefits the 71st district. A little bit of background about Batten: she serves as the caucus chair of the House Republicans, member of the House Commerce and Emergency Committee, and also House Rules, House Education, and House Public Safety Committees. As the delegate for the 71st district, she's carried out bipartisan legislation to improve safety on college campuses and expand access to mental health care. I spoke with her a little while ago. She says if reelected, she will continue to work to reduce state-imposed regulatory burdens that result in higher costs for Virginians. And Virginia voters say economy is the top issue facing the state right now. She says she remains committed to ensuring that the local economy is more diversified and affordable. Now, the race between incumbent Batten and Democratic candidate Jessica Anderson will be one to watch tonight. As Dana mentioned, this race was called by just a 2% margin back in 2023 and a 667 vote difference. Now, let's hear a little bit from Batten as I spoke with her as she entered tonight's watch party ahead of the final votes waiting for the elections tonight.
Well, a lot of what you do on the last day is kind of just meeting voters while they're at their polling place. Most people have already made up their mind, but there's a few folks that want to talk about some of the issues. Obviously, cost of living is the big one, and just, sharing a lot of the work, frankly, that you've done in the district throughout the years, and the connections that you've made, and the good work that's you're continuing to do for your constituents.
Right, Ms. Batten, and you're looking to be reelected to be in your fourth term for the House of Delegates. What platforms will you continue to push if you are reelected, for voters that don't know about all the work that you've done?
Sure. Cost of living is obviously the big one. We've heard about it over and over again on the campaign trail. We've seen it in our polls. We've heard a lot about the car tax this year. I actually co-patroned some legislation earlier this year that would gradually eliminate the car tax, work to do that. I think you'll see more of that. Education is still a big issue. We still have some, COVID-related learning loss. What are the education initiatives that we can take to make sure that our kids are back on track so that they're competitive in today's really challenging work environment?
Right, and my last question for you, obviously you've had years of experience, but to the viewers that are watching today, what sets you apart from your Democratic opponent, Ms. Anderson?
I would say my experience. I've been working in my district for well over a decade now, obviously as a legislator now, but prior to that as a legislative aide. So I really do understand the concerns of my constituents. It's a very diverse legislative district. You've got the city of Williamsburg, of course, with the college, but then you have some really rural areas out in New Kent. And binding it all together is the fact that New Kent and James City County remain two of the fastest growing localities in Virginia, which poses a lot of great opportunities, but also some really unique challenges. And I've been there on the front lines, for years now, working on those issues and connecting with people to make sure that we've got solutions that work for our community.
Awesome. Thank you, Ms. Batten, for your time. Is there anything else that you'd like to say as we're waiting for the election results tonight?
No, just appreciate all the people who turned out and vote. It's always great to see, all of your volunteers and activists that are out and that they're engaging in the process.
Now, we've heard from Anderson earlier today out canvassing as the voters were showing out to the polls before they closed. We've heard from incumbent Republican delegate Batten as she's continuing to push to be reelected to the 71st District House of Delegates. Now, like I said, this was a tight race that was close in 2023 with a 2% vote margin. Right now, the Associated Press says about 78% of the votes have been tallied. And stay with us at 13 News Now as we continue tonight's coverage to figure out who is going to win the House seat for the 71st District of Virginia, which spans Williamsburg, James City, and New Kid counties. For now, live in Williamsburg, I'm Leila Cox with 13 News Now. Back to you guys.